Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Graveside service for Cecil Leroy West, age 77 of Goodwater, will be today at 2 o'clock from Highland Cemetery. I'll be officiating that service. Mr. West passed away January 29th at his residence. Online condolences at curtisandsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral arrangements are not yet set for Stanley Philip Howell, who died on Wednesday in Birmingham. Curtis and Son Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. Funeral service for Martha Joe Rayfield, age 95 of Sylacauga. That service will be today at 2 o'clock from Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, with the Reverend Tommy Thornton officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation 1 hour prior to the service. Online condolences at curtisandsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for James Bob Robert Gaston, age 77 of Sylacauga, will be Saturday at 11 a.m. from Radley Smith Funeral Home, with Reverend Joe Gardner officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mr. Gaston died January 30th at his residence. Visitation today, 5 until 8 at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Celebration of life for Christy Lee Vickers, age 48 of Alexander City, will be Saturday at 2 from West End Baptist Church in Alexander City. The Reverends Donald Lee and Ren Aaron officiating. Ms. Vickers died January 28th at UAB. She was a member of the Highlands Church Auburn campus. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Jane McDaniel, age 88 of Alexander City, will be this morning at 11 from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Randy Anderson officiating. Entombment in the Hillview Mausoleum. The family receiving friends at the funeral home from 10 until 11 this morning. Mrs. McDaniel died January 29th at her residence. She was a member of the Hillaby Baptist Church. Radley Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Barry Render Hatcher, age 62 of Sylacauga, will be Saturday at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home, with Matt Hobson officiating. Burial in the Marble City Cemetery. Mr. Hatcher died Thursday at his residence. He was a member of the Mignon Methodist Church, but attended Marble City Baptist Church. Visitation Saturday noon until 2 at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Wanda Jean Morris is today at 1 o'clock from Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega. Visitation 1 hour prior to the service. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Visitation for Mrs. Gwendolyn Bussey Woodard, age 87, will be Saturday from 10:30 until 12 at Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega. A private graveside service will follow after the visitation. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Mrs. Woodard was a graduate of Munford High School in 1950. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. And Hazel Stone, age 93 of Sylacauga, died Thursday. Funeral arrangements are pending. They're announced by Radley Smith Funeral Home. Obituaries this morning presented by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, or cremations since 1975,